What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Bad Podcast, Brad and Dawain. And here my brother Brad, man. What we talking about today, my friend?
Let's talk about some doubt today and how we can overcome. It's essential to recognize that we all face moments of profound challenge where our mental fortitude is tested and our commitment is questioned. It is during these taxing experiences that we have the opportunity to learn about our true strength and resilience. We may encounter feelings of exhaustion and defeat, but it's how we respond to those feelings that we ultimately define our journey.
Was that from the book? Of
Oh, come on now.
course it was from the book. Let's get it.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
What it look like, what it be like, what it do back in here. Another episode of the Bad Podcast, Brad and Dwayne. And as you guys see, I don't have my microphone. I feel naked. I don't have my headphones. My computer decided it was a good time to update. And yeah, so we went with it. Man, Brad, how you feeling, man?
Rolling up until this weekend, a little nervous. The nerves, the butterflies are all kind of coming through. We got the Cooper Bridge run. When people are listening to this, it will be behind us and we'll be gearing up for Columbia. But right now, I'm pretty nervous about the Cooper Bridge run. I've heard great things about the event, but nerves are setting in.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So shout out my wife. She had surgery last Friday on her hand, but she was out there running yesterday, getting her uh getting her warm up for the bridge, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Good
man,
stuff.
you talk about preparation, and she's doing the thing right now, and still trying to convince you it's not too late. As people listen to it, it is too late, but right
It
now
is
it's
too
not
late.
too late.
the,
But
the people that
you
are
know,
listening to today, when you're watching this, I survived. I did not run. I can guarantee you that.
you were at the start line and the finish line, though.
There you go. There you go.
um, we talk about repetition eliminating fear and doubt, and your wife's going through it right now. I think whenever you sign up for something hard, you're going to have those doubts, right? And I have doubt every Sunday night, so I'll go to the hockey rink every Sunday night, and I'll see another goaltender make a save, right? And I'll be like, man, I would never be able to make that save. However, I've been in those circumstances and scenarios. I probably made that exact same save at some point, but you see other people doing hard things. And when you're not actually in the game, when you're watching from the sideline, it's really hard to put yourself into those shoes and say, I could do something like that. You being on the physique stage, like you look at, Kai Green or Arnold Schwarzenegger, you say to yourself, like, man, like, what would it take to get there? And it's really hard from the sideline to imagine yourself there. But once you're in the game, you start to get a sense of maybe I could do this. And it's all those repetitions that eliminate that doubt and create the courage and confidence.
So I'm gonna have to disagree right here because I'm not gonna be no Kai Green unless I get on some mean green.
The mean green, the mean extra mean green.
Yeah, yeah, no disrespect, no
No,
love
no.
lost, but yeah, those guys are in what we call enhanced in
Yeah.
the bodybuilding world. So I don't so and that I guess that's real though. I don't aspire to that because it's not a real goal for me to be a Kai Green or Phil Heath or Ronnie Coleman, which it's funny. Ronnie Coleman was 5'11", which he looks like a giant on stage. The dude was only 5'11", like we're the same height. It's
I never
crazy,
knew
right?
that. That is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like a giant. Like he was about 6'8", He was only 5'11".
No
But
way.
yeah, man. But anyway, going to the doubt for me, the doubt it's not on that scale as far as like, being that huge on stage, man. The doubt for me is just the event in itself,
Hmm.
Uh will you be prepared? Will you look the part?
Hmm.
Will everything fall in place? Will you will your cut go well? Will it's kind of like a race. The night before, are you gonna wake up bloated?
Hmm.
Are you gonna look soft, or are you gonna look sharp, or are you gonna look hard? All of those things. And what you have to do is, you kind of block it out, man. I think I'm the master, or one of the top at blocking stuff out, man, because I have like these fears that a lot of people don't know because I block it out. Like I'm
Mhm,
claustrophobic. Like
mhm,
I even on an airplane, I have to psych myself out on an airplane. Like I
mhm,
have to put my mind there. I have
mhm,
to, look down on the floor for a little while, play my music loud, and all of that, man. And all of that's a part of that. Just fear and doubt and
mhm.
all of that kind of ties together
Yeah. I think that ties into imagery too, right? When you're
for
on a
sure.
plane and you're claustrophobic, and I have claustrophobia when I'm in like a really tight space. Like I don't have it too bad unless I'm in a really tight space, which I'm an adventure enthusiast. I've been in the mouth of volcanoes. I've been in some really tight caves. I've been in some crazy places where I start to get uncomfortable. The heart rate starts to go up. I start to sweat, and it's only 30 degrees. But again, you have to essentially psych yourself out, just like you said. You got to use that positive imagery, saying,
Oh man, 10 o'clock is not a good time. There you go.
"Back."
You're back.
Um, as far as fitness goes, we have those same experiences, right? I mean, there's times where we get into a tough workout and we psych ourselves out. Right then, you got to get into your mind. You got to have that positive self talk, that positive self imagery, telling yourself it's going to be okay. I'm going to get through this, and it's one of those something days, right? Maybe it's a something day, and I think those something days are the days that bridge the gap from who we were to who we are. But people don't cherish those something days because we want to go all in, all out, all the time. And it's not reality. Like you have to
Yeah.
talk to yourself. You have to speak to yourself and say it's going to be okay. These something days are going to bridge the gap.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, especially when it comes to weight loss, it's hard to understand that concept
Hmm.
of something days.
Hmm.
Because for so long you didn't do something,
Right.
and most of the time, most of the reasons why you're there is because you'll try for a little while and then you'll mess up and oh well, it's over. Like
Hmm.
like
Yep.
I might just throw it in, not understanding that even if you don't have a perfect day, you can make good choices, you can drink water, you can do all those small things. And I think is I mean, it really is a mind shift. I think Mandy, I know she didn't invent the phrase, but the all or something. Like I remember when she first started saying that, I was a client at the time, and it
Hmm.
it just it resonate with so many people because we are so quick to just watch it all if we fail, man. And it
Hmm.
comes to those something days that in the something days you string a couple of something days together, man, and I
Hmm.
mean, listen, you're consistent. You
Hmm.
build some confidence. You
Hmm.
you know you set yourself on a path to do a little bit more the next time.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, precisely, and you string together 4 something days. That's a win on the week, and you start walking a little different at work, and you start to talk a little bit different. You start to look at yourself a little different in the mirror, and when that starts to happen, you start to gain confidence. Right? Repetition eliminates fear. Repetition eliminates doubt. Repetition establishes confidence, and when you can start getting confident in your fitness game and your wellness game, you can start feeling comfortable in your own skin. Watch things elsewhere start to change. Watch your place of work start to shift in your favor. Watch the momentum shift in your relationship. Watch things start to fall into place. It's like a well played Tetris game. The red block falls here, the blue block falls there. All of a sudden, I'm crushing the blocks left and right because I put in the reps, because I started to believe in myself, because I started to establish that confidence. Just think about, any journey that we begin, right? It's hard in the beginning and it never really truly gets easier, but you start to gain confidence every day, every rep, every set as you progress through the journey.
Yeah, man. And so let me pull you out of the '90s with your Tetris reference and bring you to the modern because my girls put me on this past weekend. There's a game called Block Blast, and it's similar to Tetris, similar, but it's different. And yeah, so it's like Block Blast. You line up the blocks, you blast them. Same concept. Now, I, Brad, I'm gonna warn you, it's addictive, just like Tetris. Like
What's the difference in these two games? Do they come down vertical or is it lateral? What's the difference?
so the difference is you get three shapes at the bottom of the screen and you add them to the puzzle. They're not coming down. It's not time sensitive. You add them to the puzzle, and they can be added anywhere on the puzzle. It takes a while to get used to. Like when I so here's a great example. I try to apply the Tetris method to block blasts. Well, with Tetris, you want to get as many lined up as you can to get that long one to come down and bust a
Oh
bunch
yeah.
of them. With this one, you can do that, but it's all about like just the placement and the timing. It's a little bit more intricate, and you get
Hmm.
more leeway with it. I mean, that's a whole tangent, but it's actually listen. So
Interesting.
in the house right now, my fifth grader is winning. She has the most points right now. She's at I think 8,000. She's been playing longer than me. I didn't start till Sunday. I'm right at 5,000, so I'm trying to take the title
Hmm.
of block blast. So
Hmm.
if you're easily addicted to phone games, don't download it because it will get you. You be in church playing it, all of that. So,
Yeah.
but just wanted to bring you up to the 2000s, man. To the well, I guess, man, what was it? 2025.
20,
So
2020s, baby.
2020. So bring you up to the 2020s, man. Block blast, not Tetris.
Black Blast. Hey man, I got the double B's. I'm a supporter. Um, it's funny that you talk talent level, right? Everybody wants to be talented. Everybody wants to be skilled. Everybody wants to be gifted. And when I hear you talking about this, you're not as talented as your daughter. Why? Because she's been in the game longer than you have, right? And that's the same thing that can be said about fitness, your place of work. When you show up on day one to your brand new place of work, you're not going to know where the fax machine is. You're not going to know where the copier is. I don't even know if fax machines exist anymore. You're not going to know where the restroom is. You're not going to know where the cafeteria is. You're not going to know where everything is. Are you just going to throw in the towel because you don't know where everything is? Are you going to quit the job because you don't know the ins and outs of how your computer works? No, the answer is no. What are you going to do? You got to be a little patient, and you got to look to those around you. You got to look to the people that are on your floor and in your building. Same thing can be said about E2M. Hey, Brad, what's the secret sauce of E2M? You want to know? It's the accountability. It's the community. We talk about this week in and week out. What's the secret sauce, Brad? It's the accountability. It's the community. What's the secret sauce, Brad? What's so magical about this workout program, the nutrition piece? Nothing. You could literally go and do a million different other programs. What sets us apart is the support. So turn to the people on your floor, turn to the people in your building, turn to those people that are in your, lean on them, ask them questions, say, hey, I'm having a tough day. Am I out? Oh, we in. Oh, we're in.
We're
Um,
in.
not and I lost my train of thought, but uh, I have no idea. But listen, um, on those tough days that you don't feel like doing it, or you're just hanging on by a thread, it's those days where you reach out to your accountability partner. It's those days that you reach out to Dawain or myself or Mandy or Jeff or one of us and ask, hey, what do you do on those days that you just don't want to do it? Because we were all there. We've all been there.
For sure.
And you find a way to do it. I call it the 5-second rule. On those days that you don't want to do it, count to five. Boom, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's the rule that I like to use. When I don't want to do something, I just count to five and then go.
Yeah. I had the other 5 second rule. If
On
something
the
drop on
ground,
the
5 second.
yeah, man, yeah.
I go 10 seconds around here.
Oh, okay. Well, small kids, where
Yeah.
it's a little bit more leeway.
Yes.
A
10 to
little bit
20.
more. Yeah, man. Yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yep.
no, man, that's and you were it's so funny. You were mentioning, when you first get there and you first get a job or whatever. And Jeff made the same reference in our group, man. You don't know everything when you first get there. Because Brad, we gotta realize there's some people that'll maybe discovering this podcast, man. This is their week 2 of
Mhm.
28 Motivate, man. And so you can't be a master at it right away. Just like
Mhm.
right now, like we mentioned about the block blast. And I think that it's super important that you don't let uh don't put unreal expectations on yourself. That kind of takes us back to what we talked about before. You're brand new to this. You're brand new to, to fitness. You're brand new to possibly eating healthy. I know when I started, I was like, man, I don't know the last time I had a salad. My wife loves salad, but it's just thinking about that, man. You just have to really give yourself grace. You have to, like we mentioned about the something days. You have to really just, take time, man, and figure this thing out, because it's not a sprint. Number one, it's a journey, man. It's a
Mhm.
marathon.
Yeah, and talk to that sprint piece. People are always trying to get to the destination as fast as they can. I talked about this recently. I don't know if it was on the podcast or one of my lives. But my son asked me. I said something about almost there. As far as the race coming up this past weekend. Now I said it's almost here. It's almost there. And my son asked me, like, what is there? And the reference that he had made, I was like, I don't know what there means. Like, that destinations come and go, and there is here. Like, you've already reached a point of success. You've already reached a point of breakthrough. What is going to come next? And like you said, with the whole grace piece, a lot of people will they'll quit because they don't give themselves grace. They haven't had that big breakthrough. They haven't reached a goal or whatever. You gotta be humble, and you gotta give yourself grace. You gotta give yourself some slack. You're not going to reach that there today, and when you reach there, you may not even notice it because you're gaining strength every step of the way. And then once you are there, you're there is over there. You're there is over, because our goals are. I mean, we talked about this, I think, last week. Your goals are forever evolving, just like you are, just like the world is. We're always moving, we're always shifting. And so there is here, and here is there, and there is everywhere. I think I'm like Dr. Seuss at this point in my life. Here is there is here is everywhere. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's so true, man. That's so true. Again, I'm gonna quote the great poet, Mandy. She said that, your what she call it, your good looks different every day, like, or
Mm-hmm.
your perfect looks
Mm-hmm.
different every day.
Your best.
Yeah, that, your best. That's it. Your best looks different every day. There you go. I said it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that concept of, every day, what your best might be
Mm-hmm.
is different in it, and we're motivational guys, and we want you to do your best. We want you to show up. We want you to be motivated and pumped and all of those things. But some days it ain't that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's less than what you might have done the day before, just because your body might be tired, or a whole lot of stuff goes into it,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah. Well,
definitely want to encourage people on that.
yeah, and I think it just comes down to expectation, and I think people have too high of an expectation. And I'm big on setting massive goals and having huge expectations, but also have the expectation that you're going to fall flat, you're going to fail, you're going to be defeated. Because I mean, unfortunately, in life, we lose a whole lot more than we win. That's just life. We lose friends, we lose family members, pets, we lose games, we lose things every single day.
Mhm.
And you have to have that expectation that you're gonna fall short before you overcome the obstacle ahead of you. And I think we talked about it last week. D is the logotherapy, right? And that logotherapy is falling in love with the process and having appreciation and finding meaning and purpose in what you're doing. And if you're so focused way out there, you're gonna get tripped up. My son Beckett, he's always looking at the Tonka trucks. He's always looking at the destination, and he's always the first one to get tripped up on something right under his feet. So I say, live here, live where your feet are. Stop looking out ahead. Out ahead will come to you as long as you're working for it.
That's money, man. I like
Mhm.
that. I like that a lot, man. Right there where your feet are. Hey, man,
Mhm.
right here, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
At E2M Kitchen, we bring chef-created, certified gluten-free meals straight to your door. Just choose your meals, get them delivered, and enjoy. E2M Kitchen. Delicious, hassle-free meals made for you. Order now at e2mkitchen.com.
That's right, man. Get your
Oh.
Eat-to-Win Kitchen meals, the best meals in the game. You want to be tight, want to be on your top of your game, get your Eat-to-Win Kitchen meals. And at the bottom right now, I think it's still going on, the /50. Is it, Brad? I don't know. Maybe.
Might be out.
Let's take it down.
And
But
hey,
no.
just to speak to the preparation here, a lot of people's nutrition is not on point because
Mm,
they fail to prepare. And I think the saying is, if you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And
mhm.
nutrition hardest components to keep up with. If you have kids, if you're in that grind saga, if you're in the mentality of I need to grind every day, and you're in the hustle and bustle of life, which most people are, you got to prepare yourself, and the E2M Kitchen is a great asset to this journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Totally agree. E2M Kitchen is a game changer, and it tastes good. So,
It's good.
man, two things I want to hit before we get ready to land the plane. First one is, this is the Monday before Step Jam, man. So somebody might be catching this. Somebody in the Columbia, Irmo, where our largest supporters are. Man, let's holler at them, man. Let's talk to them. If you're hearing this, first of all, you got to show up. You got to be there. We want to see you. We want you. If you got some bad gear, throw in your bad gear. Let's get the pictures. All of that, represent that. And then also, man, we want you to bring somebody. We want you to find somebody, neighbor, friend, coworker, somebody that they don't have to be in a program. Just want you to bring them, let them experience some of this E2M magic, man. Because we know. You're here. Like, you see us all the time. Once you get around, you're gonna want to be a part of this, man. So what you gotta say to that, Brett?
Yes, sir. Well said. So April 12th, guys, Saturday, we'll be at Charles W. Johnson Field of Benedict College. We want you to step up. We want you to step into the game. We want you to bring a bud. This is a prime opportunity to grab that friend that's been in the darkness, grab that friend that's been through struggle, grab that friend that's hanging on by just a little bit, and really struggling in life, trying to get over the obstacles of life. Bring that person, because oftentimes all they need is a little support, a little encouragement, and it goes a long way. So we do have our run walk. Well, let's back it up even further. So Friday night, we will be at, I can't even think of the name right now, but we will be at an establishment. If you're not following the Eager to Run Step Jam series, go follow that. We will be Friday night. We'll have a social. Saturday morning, we're kicking it off with a stretch, a run walk at 9 a.m. Following that, we have our celebration with the E2M workout, pitcher line to follow that. And it's just going to be an all-out celebration. And at the very foundation of everything that we do on Saturday, April 12th, is all about celebrating you people, you fine people from Columbia, South Carolina, Irmo, and everywhere in between.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And we talked about it, but I don't know if we might do a live podcast there, man. Might do a live pod, and if all the logistics work out with that, definitely come through and check that out as well. So one more thing that I want to throw out here, and I'm still in this. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and they did this. I was like, man, we about to do this. So if you have an iPhone and you listen to this on your Apple podcast, if you leave a review, screenshot your review and email Brad. We're going to pick random people to send the gift to. So Brad, what's your email address they can send it to?
Contact@eager2run.com with the number 2, eager2run.com. Contact@eager2run.com. Shoot me an email, guys, with that screenshot, and we'll get you hooked up with some goodies.
Yeah, buddy. So make sure you do that review on Apple. Make sure it's 5-star. If it's not 5-star, we're not sending you nothing. I was just kidding, man. But yeah, do that review, screenshot it, email Brad. Give it to him one more time. Contact@eager2run, right?
Yes, sir. Contact@eager2run.com, and that is a number 2, eager2run.com.
All right, man. All right, Brad. Close us out, brother.
Hey, folks. They say that fear kills far more dreams than failure ever did. I don't know who they are, but I say if you fear it, chase it.
I love that. We out of here.